In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on November 20th, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Baylor versus UCLA. Both these teams, the number 7 ranked UCLA Bruins and number 6 ranked Baylor Bears, come into this game off a loss, both to ranked teams, the number 19 and number 16 teams respectively, and now they'll collide with each other as they look to test themselves in the Continental Tire main event at the T-Mobile Arena. Both of these teams have fantastic elite, high-end scorers, with each having 4 players that average double digits through 4 games, and while the offense will always be there, this game is likely going to be decided by the best defensive unit, and in such a high-stakes game with a massive impact on their season going forward, this one should be an absolute thriller. Baylor is 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games against a team with a winning record, and 4-1 against the spread in their last 6 games following an against the spread loss, while the over is 5-0 in their last 5 games overall. UCLA is 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 neutral site games, and 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games following an against the spread loss, while the over is 5-1 in their last 6 games following a loss. We can talk forever about the talented offense, both individually and as a team, that we see from both UCLA and Baylor, but for the 3-1 Bears, the defense has been much better, keeping their first 3 opponents to 70, 53, and 62, and in big games like this, it's defense that will win out. With Keon George, Adam Flagler, and L.J. Cryer all leading the way, this is the chance for the Bears to stamp their mark on the season early, and if they can bring their all-around game that we saw in their first 3 performances this year, then there's few teams in college basketball with the capability of slowing them down. I get the case to be made for either side in this one, as this is a star-studded affair and a potential NCAA tournament preview if the cards all fall right. Don't get me wrong, I like this UCLA team as well, but the Bruins already have issues where the coaches are calling out the defensive efforts of the team, and I'm not sure one day between games is enough to fix those issues, especially when it's Baylor coming in on the other side. All in all, I think the Baylor Bears get the job done in this one, so the Baylor Bears to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Good team defense is certainly going to be the key to victory here, but as we've seen in the early portions of the season, both of these teams possess offensive threats that will no doubt be making a big impact at the NBA level one day. While defense will come up big in key moments, both teams have used elite offense to propel them to 3 victories in 4 games in 2022, and with that in mind, there's no doubting that the over on 152 should be tracked down. Given that each average over 80 points and over 60 against, both teams should make for a thrilling display of some very elite young talent. Both of these teams played well in their last game, but neither could get the job done and get a win. Baylor has a very high-scoring offense and has scored at least 79 points in every game this season. UCLA's offense is good as well and is averaging 81 points per game. I expect a shootout in this game. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Kentucky versus Gonzaga. There will be a classic basketball matchup on Sunday afternoon in Washington between 2 of the top programs in college basketball. The number 4 Kentucky Wildcats will battle the host number 2 Gonzaga Bulldogs in a non-conference top 25 showdown. Kentucky comes in at 4-1 and fresh off of a resounding home win over South Carolina State. Gonzaga, meanwhile, comes into this matchup after being dismantled by the Texas Longhorns in Texas on Wednesday night. Gonzaga is 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 Sunday games. Gonzaga is 1-8-2 against the spread in their last 11 games against a team with a winning percentage above .600. The over is 6-1 in Kentucky's last 7 neutral site games. The under is 4-1 in Wildcats' last 5 after scoring 100 points or more in their previous game. Kentucky is the better defensive team, and they are going to slow down the Gonzaga offense here. Gonzaga struggled to score against Michigan State, and it's going to much of the same here. I get the reasoning for Gonzaga being favored here, but to be honest, I haven't been impressed with what I've seen from the Zags, scraping by Michigan State and losing to Texas on the road. Granted, Texas is a tough place place to go on the road and win, but this Zags team feels like a really good team and not a great team. Kentucky keeps finding ways to reload, and Oscar Tshiebwe can negate Gonzaga's biggest weapon in Drew Timm. Look for another big game from C.J. Frederick. So the Kentucky Wildcats to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Mark it down that the Zags will get back to doing what they do best, play up tempo and create quality shots. Gonzaga is 14th in the country in pace thus far, and that includes their grinder against Michigan State. Gonzaga will welcome the home cooking and play up tempo and score in bunches. Kentucky likes to play at a middle-of-the-road pace, but they will be tested in trying to slow down a Zags team that will try to outmatch them on the boards, even with the presence of Tshiebwe. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Houston versus Oregon. The 2022-2023 NCAA men's basketball schedule continues on Sunday as the Houston Cougars travel to take on the Oregon Ducks at Matthew Knight Arena in Eugene, Oregon. Both teams are coming off victories entering this contest. Houston remained undefeated with an 83-48 victory over Texas Southern on Wednesday. Oregon defeated Montana State on Tuesday, 81-51. Houston defeated the Ducks the last time these teams met, winning 78-49 on November 24, 2021. Houston is 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 games following an against the spread win. Oregon is 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 games following an against the spread win. The under is 6-1 in Houston's last 7 games. While most of the basketball world is eyeing Kentucky Gonzaga on Sunday night, be sure and stick around for the Houston-Oregon game that follows it on ESPN. These are 2 really good teams, both poised to make a run in March. Houston, off to a 4-0 start, looks every bit the part of a future number 1 seed. Oregon took a surprising setback against UC Irvine, but it is early in the season and strange things happen. The Cougars are deep and talented. Remember that this is the team that lost 2 starters last season within days of each other and still put together a tournament run anyway. Those 2 guys, Marcus Sasser and Tramon Mark, are both back this season, and they are not alone. While the Cougars are unproven so far this season in the eyes of many, don't overlook a victory over a talented Oral Roberts team. ORU is projected to win the Summit League, and Houston put them down by 38. Oregon is one of the better teams in the Pac-12, and they are also a deep team. Guard Will Richardson decided to forgo the draft in favor of a 5th season with the Ducks. He is joined by McDonald's All-American 7-footer Kel'el Ware. He joins 2 other big men who are 7 feet and 6 feet 1. It is likely that this is the tallest front court that the Cougars will face all year. I am willing to overlook the UC Irvine loss for the Ducks, and I expect them to play well in this one. Still, Houston appears to be a complete team that is already in rhythm, and Oregon looks like a team that is very talented and dangerous, but is still figuring some things out together. I expect a few minutes where that becomes a problem for the Ducks, and it should be enough for Houston to pull away a bit. So the Houston Cougars to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The total is set at 133 in this contest, and that is a very interesting number, with Houston favored by 6.5. That means oddsmakers must see this as a 70-63 victory for the Cougars. They agree that Oregon is going to have much more success scoring against Houston than their 4 previous opponents have, while the Ducks are able to slow down that Houston attack. No doubt both of those things are true, but 133 is still a little low. Neither of these teams have been very good at shooting the ball from 3-point range, ranked 271st and 261st in the nation respectively. With both being so good at rebounding, this is going to be a game won near the basket. That is going to help to drive the score up, as you can expect each team to get 20 to 25 free throws in this game. Look for a total of around 138. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.